Welcome back to Tech Gumbo. Chris Courtney here with Haggai Davis and James Moak. We're going to be talking to Phil Sorgen, Corporate Vice President, Worldwide Partner Group at Microsoft. All that coming up right here on Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP.
All right, so remember everybody, go to pulse.techgumbo.net. It's brought to you by Microsoft and Bing. Let us know what you think. Give us some feedback as we go through our interview here with Phil Sorgen. So, Phil, welcome to Tech Gumbo.
It's great to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, absolutely. So glad to have you on. So, we're Microsoft partners, and we all about Microsoft here and everything. Can you share with our audience some of the things what's Microsoft currently doing? What's some of the current strategies you've got going on?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. When you think about, I always like to answer that by starting with our mission, because it's a pretty bold ambition, and it's to empower every person and organization on the planet to achieve more. And there's not many companies in the world that can be serious about stating an ambition that is that bold, because you think of every person and every organization, that spans from small businesses to the largest enterprises, and it spans from consumer to commercial. And that's what we're investing in to enable our customers, the ones we value so much, to get the most value out of what we're doing. And our CEO just announced made a statement of what are our three bold ambitions that allow us to pursue that mission, especially in this mobile-first, cloud-first world that all of our customers recognize as critical to how they're succeeding in their respective businesses. And those three bold ambitions fall into are specifically creating more personal computing, reinventing business productivity and business process, and the third big ambition is building the intelligent cloud platform. And I'd be happy to go through sort of what's layered in each one of those and how that's really important to your audience.
Absolutely. And, again, a lot of the things that I heard you there at WPC back in July, and that was one of the reasons why we called, because it was fascinating to hear all of the different things that Microsoft had coming out. So, yeah, can you share with us some of the different ideas?
Yeah, so let's start with more personal computing and what's new about that, and why is that important to our customers, your audience. When you think of what's happening today in the technology landscape, computing is really just all around us. We have sensors in rooms, we have large screens, we have our PCs, our tablets, our smartphones. We have all these devices, and there's new concepts of devices. We showed at our Worldwide Partner Conference, or WPC, that you referred to, holographic computing devices, where vision is your interface into the computer, and those things are not very far out. And the idea is to create a more natural interface, whether you're speaking to it, whether you're using vision, whether you're using pen, to allow you to more effectively get your work done. Because we all know that different roles in an organization find different ways to interface with computing. So take a route salesperson. Having different interfaces will help them more than others, somebody who might sit behind a desk and have calls that come into them. So making sure that we can make it natural for a user, regardless of how they work, to interface and leverage the technology around them. We think that's critically important. Now, the second part of this more personal computing is the fact that everybody is dealing with mobility. You have devices that go with you, whether you're at a coffee shop, whether you're in your office or you're in your home. And mobility is not exclusively what we're trying to solve for. What we're trying to solve for is the mobility of the experience. When somebody moves from sitting at their desk to meeting in another location, they want everything they were doing to move with them. And by the way, they may move between devices. They may be on a tablet, moving to a PC or laptop, and then they're just on their phone, and they want their information and their experiences to move with them.
And that's the one experience of Windows 10, all the same on all platforms?
That is, I was about to go to that. That's definitely a core pillar. We just released Windows 10, and the concept of an operating system that spans with one application environment where an application developer can literally write to one platform, but that can go from a phone to a convertible, to a laptop, to a workstation, all the way up to a large screen interface that you might like something we announced, which was the Surface Hub, which allows a large 84-inch screen in a conference room to become a computing device that literally you can just move between.
And I remember myself, Phil. I guess probably 5. I made 8 WPCs, I guess, and probably about the first or second one, I remember they had the Surface tables out at that time. It was not that long ago, and we were exchanging contact information with each other with these cards, with our ID cards that we would lay on these devices. And here, just a few years later, we all have them. we have them. We can carry around, and and it's just amazing technology.
So we think, we don't think the innovation around how people interface with their devices is done. We believe there's an opportunity to continue to innovate to help businesses do their business more seamlessly every single day, and that's why you see us innovating in vision through holographic or HoloLens, which we announced, or voice and bringing Cortana literally into the operating system in Windows 10.
Love
you
Cortana.
can have a richer engagement. Pen, Digital Ink's been around for a long time, but we have a distinct advantage relative to the rest of the industry, and it turns out pen-based computing done well is a very important user interface for a lot of functions that many businesses around the world have users that find that to be much more natural than other interfaces.
So with all this stuff going so fast and furious, if you will, in the technology realm, what are some of your key resources in making this bold vision come to life for everyone?
Well, there's a number of things that we're doing. First of all, it all starts with investing in innovation. Nobody in the industry invests more every single year in R&D than Microsoft. We'll invest $11 billion in the next year, and that's to drive innovation across our solution set. Now, that's just one part of it. Obviously, as the head of the worldwide partner group at Microsoft, I believe deeply, and our company believes deeply in partnering. We also invest billions more in a partner ecosystem because we take an equal pride in being a partner to innovation. We know that even with our $11 billion and all the technology we bring, we can't do it all, and none of our partners can do it all. But many of our partners specialize in a vertical or are bringing horizontal solutions or are bringing their know-how or their capability. So the combination of our technology with a rich partner ecosystem offers our businesses, whether they're small businesses, mid-size, or large enterprises, the most comprehensive solutions in the marketplace. Now, in addition to making sure we have the right technology, both from our partners and from us, we also are sharing a lot of information through Microsoft.com is a rich resource for our customers, whether they're a small business or a mid-sized business, to learn about the technology, not just what is coming out, but also how to leverage it. There's a lot of knowledge-based articles out there that our customers can leverage for training to learn more about how to make it applicable to them.
So, Phil, we have about a minute and a half left.
Yeah.
What's the vision? What's the future for where's Microsoft going over the next 6 months to a year kind of thing? What can we expect?
Well, you're going to see a lot of innovation in cloud. We didn't even talk it. We talked a little bit about the personal computing. I'd probably close on cloud. If you think about it, for the small businesses and mid-sized businesses out there, cloud democratizes IT. It allows them access to capabilities that they may not have had the ability, the internal IT organization to build that kind of capability. And then you couple that with what our partners and how they're extending our cloud platforms, whether it's Azure, whether it's Office 365, whether it's CRM Online. And that applies to large enterprises as well. The second thing is we know every customer's journey is unique. And we're equally committed to hybrid because we know our partners are working with our customers to help them on their individual journey. And it's not just a wholesale switch to the cloud in all cases. Many customers aren't on a journey to the cloud, so making sure we give them a seamless transition path is really important to us. And then ultimately making all of those solutions that are now possible visible to our customers and making sure we're getting the message out, that's critically important. But the pace of innovation in the cloud and making sure our customers understand how they can leverage it and how it helps them is the most important thing we're doing over the next year and a half.
Phil, that's been, it's wonderful information. I know our listeners they're going to love this, and we really, really appreciate you taking the time out to call in and just tell us a little bit about what's going on with Microsoft.
Yep. Well, thank you for the time, and thank you for inviting me. And Louisiana is always close to my heart. I started with Microsoft in Texas. I was the general manager down there before I moved up to Redmond and was responsible for Louisiana. So I loved making my trips there and joining the great businesses and the great folks in Louisiana. So thank you for inviting me.
You bet. Come on back down and we'll have some gumbo for you.
Sounds good.
Some tech gumbo. Thanks,
All
Phil.
right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much.
There you have it. Phil Sorgen, Corporate Vice President, Worldwide Partner Group at Microsoft. We're going to be right back with our final segment of Tech Gumbo. But before I leave, don't forget, Facebook.com/GulfSouthTech, keyword vision. Type it in for your shot to win a free Microsoft Office 2013. We're going to be right back. Tech Gumbo on Talk 107.3 FM WBRP.